Hey, how's it going? Since Ready or Not is coming to console on July 15th, I want to make a quick guide highlighting how to get an S rank and what loadouts work for me. The requirements for getting an S rank consist of completing every objective, including soft objectives such as reporting on-site casualties or reporting any extra evidence that you find, collecting all evidence, and having no hostile or civilian casualties and no use of excessive force. For single player with AI, there can't be any casualties at all, but if you are playing with multiplayer, you can get away with some player deaths as long as it's reported. Also, for the excessive force, meleeing a civilian that doesn't want to get down or surrender does count as excessive force, but using the beanbag shotgun or the pepper balls on them does not count. Onto the loadout, since you can't kill anyone and you have to use non-lethal weapons or gear, the three non-lethal options you have are the beanbag shotgun, the TPL, which is an SMG, and the VPL-25, which is a rifle. The TPL and VPL both use pepper ball and cannot kill, while the beanbag shotgun will kill if you land a headshot, but you should be aiming center mass anyways. The main difference, aside from ammo, is how much time it takes to get a hostile surrender. The beanbag shotgun will almost always take one shot to the chest to get an enemy surrender, while the two pepper ball weapons will take a few shots, as well as producing a small AoE gas effect that will distort any vision and make you cough. If you're running the gas mask, you won't run into these issues, but you really shouldn't be using the gas mask, as the anti-flash goggles are just better. For my runs, even on the bigger maps, I always run the beanbag shotgun. It's got plenty of range, and it makes enemies surrender much faster. It's also a lot more ammo efficient, and holds 7 shots each. And I did try the pepper ball weapons here and there for certain runs, but I just found that it would take too long to get them to surrender. And also the lack of ammo made it terrible to use on maps where there's a lot of enemies. Also, make sure to bring at least one magazine for your secondary. Even though you can't really use it, the only time you can use it is to break like windows and create a sightline for your non-lethal weapons. Now for your tactical, you have the option of like battering rams, different launchers, a shield, and also the mirror gun. The mirror gun is probably one of the most broken and strongest equipments that you can use. It allows you to look under doors and around corners. You can practically scan and clear an entire room and know what to expect before even entering. You could substitute it for one of the launchers, but for most maps, the mirror gun is just too valuable to not have. For the rest of the loadout, this is mostly preference. For armor, I run light armor with ceramics, but steel plates with light or heavy will work as well. The difference between light and heavy is that light will give you 13 equipment slots, and heavy will only give you 11. So, steel plates can tank more, as ceramic will break after taking too much damage, but steel plates will be heavier. I prefer the light since you get extra loadout slots and movement speed, but if you are struggling and taking a lot of damage, there's no shame in taking heavy with steel. As for the grenades, any of them will work. I usually run stingers, but mostly flashbangs. The CS gas is a bit lackluster, in my opinion, and it just kind of makes the run take a bit more time, but it can be good on maps where there's a lot of objects for suspects to hide behind. For tactical devices, you don't really need any of them, as the beanbag shotgun will just carry you for most of your runs. The lockpick gun, you don't need. You can lockpick without it. It's just the lockpicking gun will make it a bit faster. The C2 is alright to bring, but for most times, because you're trying to get enemies to surrender, I would avoid the C2 and kicking doors open, because that'll make them more aggravated and more on edge. So it's usually best to just open the door or slow peek it and then try to get them to surrender with the beanbag shotgun or voice commands. Now, some tips. If you're struggling and keep failing the same route, change up your pathing. Your pathing is very important. Once you learn the map and the room layout, it becomes much easier to manage. So don't worry about failing. It's going to happen. Everyone fails. It's alright. You know, you can always restart at any point. It's fine. And this kind of plays into my second tip, which is take your time. Don't just rush through and just try to run and gun. I myself used to be bad at not taking my time, and the amount of runs that I lost ended up causing me to have to restart the same level over and over and over again. And I remember getting really tilted too at some points where I was like, I'm gonna quit. So yeah, definitely take your time and just take it slow and steady, and you should be fine. And for my final tip, make sure to use the scroll wheel or middle mouse button to open up your list of commands. That way you can command your squad, civilians, or enemies. If an enemy or civilian is surrendered but in a bad spot, you can actually call them to you or move them to a different spot. That way you can safely arrest them. And then same with if there are multiple enemies surrendered in a room, make sure you have them turn around, and that way when you go to cuff them, they don't stand back up and try to pull a gun on you or a knife. They will do that if you're arresting someone and one's looking at you. Some will take the chance, some won't. Better to play it safe, have them turn around, and make the arrest, and you should be all set. And there you have it, a quick and updated guide on how to get S-Rank and Ready or Not. I'm excited for the console release and see how it goes. Hopefully at some point they also add modding for console. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you on the next one.